Good morning to you. You live in a shoe. I just made my coffee for the morning. This is the mug that Tanya bought me. See, it says life is good. And I have my meditation books, and I'm getting ready to go outside and sit on the front porch because it is absolutely beautiful today. And I am going to read my meditations. How are you guys doing today? I have not picked up my phone yet because that's my thing that I do in the mornings. So I read my meditations and I get real centered before I pick up my phone. And as I'm like letting the dogs out and kind of saying things, I like do a lot of self-talk, and I'm like, today's gonna be a wonderful day, today's gonna be a great day. Something really exciting and positive is gonna happen today. I always wanna put that out into the world. So, yeah, I'm excited about the day at hand. I just wanted to say hello and say, look at my fancy hairdo. I have many things I have to do today. So, let's get this day started. Okay, so my meditations are done, and I was, if I put this up here, too high, and I just hate always being in the same spot, and I was outside just going through my stuff, and I had done this booktube video, you guys, like a month ago, where I did a book scavenger hunt at the library, and it was like a tag video that I put together. And one of my all-time favorite booktubers, Books and Lala, she did it today as a tag video. It's so cute. It's supposed to like lead you to like the book that you're supposed to read from the universe. So if I remember, I will tag her below. But it's Books and Lala. I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that Lala did this. And it was so funny watching it because it reminded me when I did it, like I had such a hard time. I came up with a scavenger hunt. And I had do you guys remember that from when I was talking about it in my vlog? And I had such a hard time doing it. But it was so much fun watching her video and that somebody else actually did it and had a good time with it. And that's why I love BookTube so much. It's just like so fun and sweet, you know? Anyway, get down on it. Better get down on it. Okay, so I'm gonna go get ready for my day because I have many things to do. Okay, can we just talk about this passport business for a second? Well, first of all, I'm totally understanding now why people take their families of 20 into the post office on Friday afternoons to get all this stuff done, even though it takes 5 hours, because it's like, there's so many little things you have to do, and I'm like every box you have to check. I mean, I'm like, well, what if I do like one thing wrong and then my passport doesn't come? Do you guys like get anxious about stuff like that? I totally do. So anyway, took a shower and I did my hair, and then I went and I got my passport pictures taken. Ugh. Kill a beast, you guys. Wait till you see these. They are not good. I mean, I said to the guy, he was like, here, let's take them again. I was like, listen, they're passport pictures. I really don't care. But I mean, I honestly did not know that I looked that bad. But whatever. Whatevs. Smile, your passport pictures are ready. Now I'm going to get a coffee, and then I have to go to the post office to mail the passport to expedite it overnight. There were also so many, like I was waiting on my photo. The guy was like really, really nice. So if you're in Indianapolis and you need your picture taken for a passport or whatever, Christopher at the Walgreens at 62nd and Keystone is really super nice. And it literally took me like I mean, I sat down, well, if it hadn't, he needed to replace batteries, but if it hadn't been for that, it literally, oh, that air feels so good. It would have taken like 2 minutes, because like I started walking around. He was like, well, it'll take like 5 minutes, you can walk around the store if you want. And I was like, okay. So of course I was looking at the chapsticks, of which there are all very cool new chapsticks. These lip smackers have one that look like cola bottles. I almost bought one, but then I was like, Peter, you don't need another chapstick. And so anyway, I didn't buy it. And, but then he, like, as I was walking down that aisle, he was like, Mr. Monn, and I was like, yeah. He was like, your pictures are done. I was like, oh my God. $14 for 2 pictures, though. Seriously? By the time you get done renewing your passport, if you have to expedite it and all that kind of stuff, it legit comes to $200, okay? $185.45 to send it to get it expedited. $110 for the passport. I mean, this is unreal, you guys. $110 for the passport, $60 to have it expedited, and then they don't even promise you that that will happen, and $15.45 to have it expedited, then $14 for the passport pictures. But you have to do it. You know, and I said to the guy, he's like, are you going somewhere exciting? And I said, yeah, we're planning a trip to Mexico and then maybe Thailand. I said, the state of the world is right now, I said, I'm not okay with not having a passport. My passport's expired. I mean, listen, you guys, I know people think I'm crazy when I say this shit, and I'm not like a survivalist or anything. What is this one hairdo doing up here? But you have to have a passport in today's time. You just do. I mean, like, hell, we could be under martial law tomorrow, and it could be the only way you could, like, travel around the country, you know? I mean, driver's licenses may not be good enough at that point. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen to the world, you know? So, I think that it's just a good idea to have a passport. I want that new thing.
Thank you for coming to Starbucks. What can I get for you on this beautiful day?
On this beautiful day, I would like to get a venti cold brew toasted coconut.
That sounds awesome.
But can I get just one equal on that?
One equal? Oh, it's you. You're really changing it up today.
Oh, it's you. Yes, I'm really changing it up today. I like that. I think it's good.
All right. No, I dig it. I dig it.
All right.
We will have that for you at the window.
Okay.
Man.
He's so nice. He like makes documentaries. He has a film degree. We've talked a lot. And he's actually been in my vlog before. No, ma'am. This chapstick just melted everywhere. Well, it makes my lips look good for the moment. Anyway. I truly do not find myself using this thing at all. It just sits in my car, you guys. Like, I had to have one just because I thought it was kind of funny, but no. You guys, if you have not heard or read the book, The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas, oh my God. I cannot even begin to tell you how fantastic this book is. I mean, so tragic to read. Truly tragic. And the really cool thing is that it's this profound piece of literature titled and based off of the beliefs of Tupac Shakur, and but I mean, that's not what the story's about. The story's about this African-American girl that lives in like the ghetto, but she goes to this like very white private school. It's very much about race relations, but it's all from the perspective of the 16-year-old girl that goes in and out of these two different things, and a shooting that occurs. I mean, it's fantastic. And you know, the thing that's, I think, as a person of white privilege, and listen, don't come for me in the comment sections below and say I'm white and I'm not privileged. Well, I understand what white privilege is, okay? And that means that when I'm walking or running down the street, the cops aren't gonna hold me up because they don't assume things like other, you know. Anyway, we don't need to get into all that today, but like, you know, as a person of white privilege, to hear this story is like, I just can't imagine going through that, you know, or living that life. And I really think I take my life on a daily basis for granted, you know. It's interesting, she talks in there about how at a young age her mom and her dad, like, they did the birds and the bees talks with her, but because she's African American, they also had this conversation with her about police officers, and that if you ever get pulled over, you say yes or no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am, and you always have your hands in sight. You never have your hands in your pockets, you never have your hands behind you. If they ask you to like pull something out like an ID, you do it very, very slowly. You explain what you're doing the whole time. You know, I think it's interesting, like, I never had that conversation from my parents. I think And if you're willing to admit that most of us that are white are privileged to not have to deal with those kinds of things. This woman has just been sitting here and she hasn't been doing anything. Listen to me getting all me getting privileged.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good,
Can I get a receipt, please?
I was gonna ask.
Thank you.
That was my next question. Here's this beauty.
Thank you so much.
You're certainly welcome. Stop catching up to me.
Doesn't like you.
That's okay. A lot of people do.
Thank you.
You have a good night.
You too. I just can't imagine, you know, like that being my experience. And I think that that's one of the things that I love about reading so much is that it opens your life experience, you know, and allows you to see things that you don't see on a daily basis and maybe look at the world in a different way. And makes me very sad at the same time, you know. It's delicious. So since everybody asked me about my Starbucks drink, what I got today was, I got a venti. I don't usually get this, but I tried it today. I wanted something summery today because it's 78 degrees. I got a venti cold brew with coconut. It's 50 calories and I got one equal. I'm really nervous to post my mukbang tonight. I don't know why. I'm posting it this afternoon and I'm really nervous about it. I guess we'll see what happens. Alright guys, I'm gonna go to the post office. I'll see you in a few. Bye. Getting ready to leave my aunt and uncle's old house. Caroline, there's her condo. So I just wanted to put it, there's a little walkway. Can we see Caroline in the kitchen? She's in the kitchen with her friend. Hi, Caroline. She has the door locked, but this is the walkway. And I'm just kind of really putting this on here for memory for me. This is like, it is so empty in here at this point. Look at this. I love this condo so much. Look at that. Isn't that amazing?
Seriously, this is cute. You should keep this.
Seriously, you should keep it.
You're trying.
Hi.
Hi, Peter's fans. Tea or talk on YouTube fans.
Say hi to Jessica.
Hi. Hi.
Hi. Sad days. It'll be better when everything's done. Jessica was a better friend like when all this went down. And she's just now not coming and taking anything. Caroline wants her to take all of this.
I might take this.
Are you going to take that?
A teeny baby thermos.
And this.
For soccer games.
This is
What is it?
microwave egg poacher.
I don't know. I don't need that.
I don't believe it.
You'll be on YouTube.
What are you doing with this thing?
You wanna?
Yeah, I need that.
Okay,
I'm taking it.
This is beautiful. This is perfect.
I love this little bar right here. This used to have all my aunt and uncle's glassware. So this is all that Caroline's taking left. My dad took the rug. That was the rug. It like went all the way over there. I was talking about, look at this view. It's beautiful.
Okay, so tomorrow, by end of day tomorrow, I'm gonna have everything that I don't want in the garage.
Aw.
And the neighbors can do. Well, no, I'm gonna do the storage stage.
Caroline, you have to leave the storage room stage when all the neighbors come over and they want all of that stuff.
I mean, like
And then here's the guest bathroom. My aunt had this entire place redone when she moved in here. Isn't that flooring so cool? Look. I love this bathroom. And the shower is like all marble. It's beautiful. So this was the guest bathroom. And then this is the guest bedroom, which had like two, I don't know if I ever showed this in here before, but it had two twin beds. And then it had like that. It was all over it, like that Simply Chic stuff. And the other day when I was here, I told Caroline, I said, this is so spooky. Look at this closet. Okay, so there's this closet, but look. I'm like, Caroline, where does that go? And she's like, it doesn't go anywhere. I'm like, that is the stairway to nowhere, seriously. But like when you go up here, I'm like, Caroline, there has to be something in here. She's like, no, there's nothing in there. So anyway, this is where Caroline's son David stayed when he was here. And look at this great atrium that they have in between. I loved this. And she had plants out here and stuff. Isn't that so cool? Our neighbors have one of these like this. Caroline's taking that. She's gonna paint it teal blue. And then this was my aunt and uncle's bedroom. And this was their bathroom. She had the whole thing redone in here too. With this, look, it had this like heat sauna shower. Isn't that shower so nice? Such a beautiful bathroom. This place would be perfect for Alex and I. And that's for my Aunt Red. And that was my aunt and uncle's bed. Caroline's taking the bed. But can you imagine every day, like, isn't that just such a gorgeous view from your bed? Oh, Aunt Kathy, I miss you. So pretty in here. You just have to watch all their movies right there. I love these floors too. So I'll take you downstairs and we'll go look at the basement because Caroline almost has the basement done. This is the basement. Do you guys remember when I was here like right after my aunt passed away? If you saw that video and there was like all this chairs and furniture and a TV and stuff over there, and now this is it. It's like so barren. Cute little bathroom that my aunt had redone. Then this was my uncle's office, and I guess my aunt just had these chairs redone with the ottomans, so she's gonna take, Caroline's taking all of this. But look at this cabinetry in there. Is that not totally amazing? And this condo had like the best cabinet space ever. Like, look at this. So much cabinet space. Or closet space. It just keeps on going and going and going. Well, I guess in reality, this is probably like a third bedroom, right? And then this was their glassed in den. I don't know why it's not opening, but it doesn't like me. So we'll go up these French doors. I would have sat out here and read like all the time because I love to read outside. And then it goes right out to the lake. And I found these old Raggedy Ann and Andy dolls. They were like my mom and my aunt's from like the 50s. And I told Caroline, I said, I think they're worth something. She's like, I don't think they're worth anything.
That's the only thing that I missed out of this whole thing.
Are we getting further along now, girls? Are we throwing all stuff away?
This is it.
Let me show you what Caroline is doing here.
I'm going to.
Caroline is staging all of this stuff. Is that all you're taking with you? Oh, that's great.
Good job.
Yeah, Jessica, there's more over
You
here.
guys should stage the little cradles. People will take those.
I think that's creepy, but you know what we should do? Look at this. Okay, so Jessica's talking about these cradles right here. Caroline has not looked in this box up here that is brown. Here, I'm gonna...
Probably a dead
You don't think you want me to hold the camera on you?
No, I can put it right here because I want to show you this. Truly, it's just spooky as shit. And my mother has some of these at home too.
Oops. Uh-oh.
Can you open that for me?
Oh God! To get rid of them.
Aren't they so spooky?
Oh my gosh. Peter, this one broke.
It doesn't really matter, I think.
Look at the hair.
Look at this, these dolls.
Oh my gosh, why would you keep that? That's awful.
Caroline, do you want them?
scary.
No.
You should put them all in the baby cradle, and then when people come over, they just like...
What was she thinking?
Could you hold that up next to you?
She probably probably thought that they were worth a lot and she was going to have them repaired. That's exactly.
See, my mother had these too that come from the. See,
smell
they
so
love.
good. It's not
They love
bad.
these. Is there like, what is that? It's real hair. This is starting to get spooky, kind of.
Oh my gosh.
See my phone?
Look at the hat. And she has alopecia. What's that?
Alopecia. She's losing her. Somebody's gonna say these are worth a fortune, so
Yeah, you're gonna find
they'll
out.
probably be in the trash by the time you get them. And they stink. They're not right.
Look at all
So-
the lids she has to boxes.
Can we
She
show
doesn't know.
Caroline's? Look at that. Would you have ever look at that? Look at that hairdo of hers. I'm telling you, my cousin, she had some hairdos back in the day. Where's the other picture she pulled out? Did you see her high school senior picture that she had
I
the
want
other
to see
day?
her hairdo that you were talking about.
Oh my god, you have to see this picture. It's so funny. Where is it at?
I love her. Look at her eyebrows and her hair, and her sweater.
I don't remember her looking like that. I remember her with the hair with the curls and things like that.
Yeah.
And then we also found this little women book that she gave to my mom that has Katharine Hepburn on the front of it. I'm keeping that for all of my book friends to be jealous.
Look at this. Like, you guys have to throw this away. Nobody needs.
Caroline said there were no.
box lids.
Look at this.
Yeah,
Caroline's like, we can't find the lid for the box that I took to put my stuff in. And look at this. She has an entire thing of lids over here.
Oh my God. Weird. Yes.
I'm gonna have to come back tomorrow because I can't take all this stuff today that I wanted to take. Anyway, it's kind of sad, isn't it? What do I have in my back pocket? Oh, this bracelet I was gonna take to my mother-in-law.
Hi, Peter.
Are you leaving?
Yeah.
Bye, Jessica.
This is cute. Look at that. That's pretty.
What?
That little blue thing.
Right.
I know. I think
Andy and Andy, someone will like that.
somebody's.
I love you. Where'd that go?
Sarah's taking it.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to call you back.
She's always so busy. She doesn't love
Okay.
me.
Oh, I got this box.
Okay.
I literally have so much stuff in the back of my car. Do you see this? Look. It's a mirror. I have like 4 mirrors because Alex and I love huge mirrors, and my aunt had all of these gorgeous like gold gilded mirrors. So I took them. I keep on turning around and it freaks me out because I see myself in the back. Now I'm going to Half Price Books really quick. And then I'm going to the post office, and then I've got to go home. So it's been a good day today. You know what's really interesting was the last couple days I haven't like sat down and done my meditations first. I have this laundry thing for Tanya too. I haven't sat down and done my meditations first. And today I was like, well, you saw it, but I was like, I am sitting outside with a cup of coffee and I'm going to read my meditations and I'm going to get really centered. Because the last couple days I've just felt kind of scattered, and like I sat out there and I just kind of like watched, you know, the people walking by in the street, and I just like listened to the stillness and the birds and stuff, and I was like, today is gonna be a really good day. Like I'm gonna get a lot accomplished today, and also just really enjoy my day. And it was interesting, my neighbors, like when I was leaving, were out there and they're like, your yard looks so great. I was like, thank you. And it is really nice. I mean, I'm so thankful that Jesse and Fufu came over and did that, because it's so nice having like, I put it on my Snapchat that they came in. I mean, our yard is nothing, you guys. I mean, we live in a really tiny condo, so it's just the walkway that they did, but it looks so nice. And then my aunt had this huge lily from her funeral that Caroline had put in this big blue and white potted pot. And so I put it on the table out there, and it just looks really nice. It looks really clean. So anyway, I put up this like watch review that I did on that wooden watch, that Jode watch, which I was so happy about getting. And now I have to put up my mukbangs. I'm a little nervous about putting that mukbang up, you guys. I don't know why. So I'm really glad that I got footage of my aunt and uncle's condo though, because that's like really at the core like what I wanted to do. this year on this vlog was like I wanted to have a lot of that kind of stuff, if that makes sense. Like I wanted to have a lot of you know what I mean, like footage of like things that mean something to me, so that I could like remember it and look back on and go, oh yeah, like that's the one where I, you know, I can go back there and I can see what it looked like. And one of the hardest things for me is that I don't have any video footage or audio of my mom. And so like I don't have like any video of her, I mean none, of just like, you know, walking around or talking or anything. And Caroline has her speaking at her wedding. I mean, that was 20 years ago. So, I mean, I want to capture a lot of that. I want to capture my nephews, and like, you know, I should have brought out my camera yesterday and got Fufu on there since he's moving next week. And because, you know, next time I see him, he may look completely different, or, you know, so it's nice to get that stuff on there, you know. People have been saying a lot that I say on here, you know what I mean? Or does that make sense? And somebody said that it felt like when they heard that I was kind of talking down to them. You guys, I really do. I just want you to know this. I really do take the comments that you leave me. I need to get more hand sanitizer. This is where I'm at. My head is always in 5 different places. So I'm like partly in like, I need to get hand sanitizer. And the best place to get hand sanitizer for your car is a dollar store, because it's literally $1 and they have great hand sanitizer. But anyway, because I like the kind that makes your hands like not super greasy, if that makes sense. But what was I gonna say? I'm losing my mind. Oh, the comments. So I really do read all the comments, you guys. And, you know, I always say every day, like, oh, I'm going to spend an hour today, and I'm going to just comment on all the comments that have been left in the last 24 hours. And then the day happens, and I don't, what is this woman doing? I always, like, I talked about this in a rant video. I always get behind that one woman. Do you know what I'm talking about? Kill a beast. Anyway, but I really do read the comments. And, what is she doing? Oh, she's totally 10 and doing it like this. So she's a safe driver. But, now she's passing me by. Murphy's Law. But anyway, I was reading the comment. So I take into consideration a lot of what the comments say. So when you guys say things to me like, thank you so much, you know, you really like lighten up my day, that means the world to me. But also when you guys give me constructive criticism, now I listen. Okay, when you come and you say something nasty to me and say yada 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 yada, and this is a fact, and I know it's not a fact, okay, I'm not down with that. So I just am not. And it's interesting because I've learned that there are a few people that watch my channel that, depending on their mood, has a lot to do with the comments that they leave on my channel. And it is what it is, but, you know, restraint of pen and tongue. So but somebody had left a comment and said, when you say, does that make sense, or do you know what I mean, it feels as if you're talking down to us. And I like had never thought of it that way, you guys. Like I really didn't. And I don't really know where I picked up those two things. Like, does that make sense? You know what I mean? I guess it's because like a lot of times I am questioning like if what I'm saying really truly isn't making any sense. So that's why I say those things. It's not because I feel like you guys are, you know, a gaggle of idiots or anything, because I don't feel that way at all. I just want what I'm saying to come across clearly. And a lot of times, because of how I speak, because of how tangential I am, it doesn't come across that way, and people are very confused sometimes by what I say. So I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's just that I want people to be able to understand. I don't know. I guess I need to watch that, you know? So listen, when you guys give me constructive criticism, I really appreciate it. What's hard sometimes is like when people say, I wish you wouldn't just always be in your car and talk. And literally the very next comment is, I love that you're one of the only vloggers that just talks for 40 minutes straight in your car. And it's like, I don't know what to do with that. Like, do I do a mix? Like, do I sometimes, like today, I'm trying to kind of be all over the place so you guys can see different sides of me. I was just saying to Caroline before I pulled out my camera, I was like, I'm going to vlog, do you care? And she was like, oh, not today. And, oh, not today, like Amberlynn Reed. And I said, Caroline, I said, how am I supposed to ever have my people of my life in my vlog if nobody ever wants to be in my vlog? You know, Alex doesn't love it, Caroline doesn't love it, Tanya really doesn't mind it, but she wants to be way over there where y'all can't even see her, which is silly. And her husband Eric was like, put me in the vlog, I want to be YouTube famous. So it's interesting that I mean, and you know, like when you take it into a lot of stores, I literally have had people in stores, like when I'm filming, say, could you turn that off, please? And I'm like, I'm just vlogging, like for my YouTube channel, and they're like, could you please turn that off? It's usually always managers that ask me that, but, and I, you know, I'm respectful of that, I understand that, but I would never show, like, if it was a place that I liked and I had a one-time bad experience, like I wouldn't, like my intention of this channel is not to show how crazy people are. So like if I had a really bad experience, I don't know, that's interesting. I don't know that I would post it or if I wouldn't post it. I do know that yesterday Caroline had, there's Chipotle right there. Caroline had a burrito bowl from Chipotle, and I've never had a burrito bowl. And from there, and I said, are those really that good? She goes, oh my God, they're so good. And Alex gets a burrito bowl every day for lunch from Kroger. And I want a burrito bowl so bad. I'm kind of really loving this mukbang thing, you guys. This may be a new deal for me, so just get ready. Whew. I was gonna do all kinds of live streams and all kinds of stuff today, and I didn't get to any of it. I'm so upset. And I was gonna do a book haul and all kinds of madness. So anyway, well, listen, I've got to get my errands run, so I'm gonna get off here, and I will talk to you guys in a little while. Bye. Hello. Just got a bottle of Core. You know I love that so much. It's been a good night. Tanya and I went to our meeting. And then we went to go eat, because Alex went out to a birthday dinner that he had invited me to, but it's with the one place that he works. And I was like, oh, honey, you go, and I'm gonna, because I have a meeting that I go to with Tanya on Tuesday nights, but I've been missing every other week because of our marriage counseling. So I was like, since I'm gonna have to mess it next week, I'll just go to the meeting tonight. He was like, okay. So I went with her, and then Tanya and I went and ate at Brick's Pizza in Fisher's afterwards. It was delicious. I had the fettuccine Alfredo. It was on angel hair pasta. It was so good. And then I had a side Caesar. I'm so hungry though. Like I ate, like, and then I came home and I did a live stream, and then Alex came home in the middle of it, and he went to bed because he has to be up early tomorrow morning. This is like a crazy weekend in Indianapolis because it's race day weekend, and it's like one of those weekends that, like, I don't know how else you would explain it at other places in the world, like maybe, you know, like the Oscars in LA or the Daytona, you know, 500, is that what it is? Daytona, the race in Daytona if you live there, or the Cannes Film Festival or something like that. But like starting on like Wednesday, which is tomorrow, like Indianapolis will be dominated. Like I don't know if Memorial Day is such a big deal other places in the United States, but like Indianapolis will be dominated tomorrow. Like it will be so crowded everywhere. Everybody takes like Wednesday or Thursday is their last day at work, and then so many people go to Carb Day on Friday. Carb Day is carburation day at the racetrack, and it's literally just everybody goes and gets drunk day. The racetrack is really a place that I have no business going, and that's probably a good thing because I have really no interest in going, because it's so much alcohol consumption. I mean, like literally obliterated blackout drinking. And Carb Day, people just, it's where they like, people go and the race car drivers go and they like try to get their times for where they I think this is correct. Oh my God, I'm like, so many people are gonna come for me in the comment sections that watch it. But like, it is where like they go to find out where they'll be placed in the race on Sunday. So they do carburation day on Friday, and then like Friday night is like a big night out in Indianapolis. Like all the bars are packed and the race car drivers go out, and it's like a huge night in Indianapolis. And then Saturday is like dead. Like nobody does anything except for like a lot of people hang out at the racetrack on Saturday and Saturday night, even though there's not really anything going on there. And then on Sunday is the race. And I decided not to go. I told Alex I wasn't gonna go. He's gonna go with his brother and his brother's girlfriend and her sister. And I just don't need to participate in that. And it's the drinking is too much for me, and I don't enjoy it, and there's no cell service inside of the race and all of that stuff. So I'm going through the bank machine right now, so I'm gonna get off here so that because I have to have cash for tomorrow, and then I will record after I get through going through here. My water's spilling. Well, it said my card is unable to be processed. And let me just tell you what was really super weird was that when I pulled through, let me just show you right here. This dude right here, do you see him? I think he's like drunk or something. He like can hardly walk. Do you see this? He was like standing in the ATM and he keeps on like sitting down like he's gonna puke. Anyway, he was like standing in the ATM like shaking his head. I was like, what are you doing, dude? And there's like not really any bars over here, and he's not parked anywhere, and I'm like, where did you come from? There's a car parked over here, but I'm like, did you walk all the way from this car? I'm looking. He's not getting into the car. So he must have walked over from like a bar, and I'm like, oh my god, he is so drunk, he just fell. Like, where's the closest bar? Is this bar over here called Saddle Up? Hooters is over here. I mean, it's kind of a long ass drive though, across like 2 intersections, major intersections. Where he's going. Well, I hope he's okay. So I'll just talk to you guys a little bit more until I go to the bank machine. The closest one is about 5 minutes away anyway, so I've kind of like filmed all over the place today. It's been kind of fun. I'm really happy I got my aunt's house filmed. It was weird, like I took all of the clothes over to Alex's mom yesterday, and it smelled so much like my aunt. I don't even know what perfume she used to wear, but she must have worn the same perfume forever because it totally smelled like her. I was telling Caroline today, I was like, I bawled my eyes out in the vlog last night. She's like, you did? Did I get you all upset? I said, sweetie, I cry in my vlogs all the time anyway. You know, so many people, like, I have to say, like, I get a lot of, like, advice questions people send me. And a lot of people ask me about, like, how to get over, like, a breakup of a relationship. And I think it's so hard, you know? It's like, I don't know that I really have, like, great advice to give about, like, how to get over the breakup of a relationship. Like, you just do it, right? Like, my first serious boyfriend that I had, I was together with 5.5 years, and we lived together. And we got a dog together. And, you know, it just was really sad when it was over, but I think we both knew it was over. Like, I've always been very adult about relationships. It's really interesting. Like, I wouldn't say adult, like, I just think that I'm mature about this current status of a relationship. And, like, I wouldn't say I fought for the relationship. Like, I kind of just knew it was over. And, my first relationship, like, I very much think he just wanted to do other things. And, our lives were just very, very different. I mean, I was young, too. You know, I mean, I was 23, 24 when I met him, 23, and I was, 28 when we broke up. And then, like, in that relationship, he was really into working out, and so I started working out, and I was running at that point, I was running, like, 5 to 10 miles a day. I was super emaciated then, and ate like that was when I was a vegetarian, towards the end of that relationship. And I was kind of like I was working like on my career, and I was like extremely focused, and I worked 60 hours a week, and I really didn't have time for a relationship. You know, I think it's very sad, but I think in retrospect, like I wanted to kind of be single, but like I wasn't really willing to say like I want to be single. But like I had become very confident in who I was, and you know, when I met him, I very much wanted to lean on somebody, and then like I grew up with him in my in my career of working in this treatment facility and getting my master's degree. And by that point, like he was working 2 jobs, and he was like going out with his brother a lot. His brother was also gay, and they would like go out to clubs and circuit parties and stuff. And like, what's interesting is like, those are like big deal discussions between Alex and I today, you know, like I can't imagine if Alex came to me and said, okay, so I'm going to go to a circuit party by myself in Columbus, Ohio. I'd be like, you are? Like, we're going to talk about that. Like, do you guys know what circuit parties are? They're like lots of drugs, dancing, gay guys, stuff like that. I would have been like, I don't know. I just don't think I had any investment in the relationship at all anymore, you know? But I was very sad when he left, nonetheless. I remember there sitting with my dog when he carried the last box out. Why do I always talk about such depressing things? And I can remember just him leaving, and he turned around to me at the door, and then he said, like, he kind of gave me a sweet little wave, and he said, "I always love you, Peter." And that was it, you know? And, I didn't run, and I remember looking at my dog and saying, you know, it's just us, buddy. It's just you and I. I was very sad for a very long time. I just really didn't feel like I could move on, you know, go on. And, when you get older, you start looking back on these things, and I think the thing that makes me sad about it is that they're like these such profound, poignant moments in my life, like these life-changing moments, and at the time I didn't even realize it. I realized they were sad, but I didn't realize they were chapter endings to my life. And I wish I would have maybe taken a breath a little bit more and just slowed down and kind of noticed a little bit more of my life, you know? Because, like, I mean, I think immediately out of that relationship, what I did was, let's go out, let's be seen, and, you know, let's meet the guys, and let's get asked out on dates. And I was like, baby, I walked into clubs, and you could not tell me my shit did not stink. I was 28 years old. I was professional. You know, I looked the part. I was dressing cute every day. I was vintage t-shirts and vintage Western shirts. You know, I was ripped. My hair was perfect. I mean, and it was all so superficial to me. You know, it was nothing deeper than that. And actually, the interesting thing is that I had this triggering moment, and it came from my ex. And, you know, I've always been a person that the things that are important to me are making a very nice home, and having a home to come back to at the end of the day, and a bed to go to sleep in, and dogs, and a dinner, and a TV show. And I just like the simple things in life, those things that are very important to me. And he started dating somebody very quickly, and I like went up to them and said hi. I tried to be like the better person, the bigger person, you know, and always say hi to them. And like started dating him like literally within 2 or 3 weeks. My nose was driving me crazy because I need to trim my beard. And I remember he said, I like have to turn this off because I'm going through another bank machine, and I'm like afraid if I turn it off I won't remember what I was talking about. But anyway, like they got into this fight in front of me, and I was like, what are you guys fighting about? Like, don't fight over this. This isn't worth it. And I remember like I'm in this moment, I'm like, I'm telling my ex not to fight with his boyfriend. Like, this is unnecessary. Like, where have I like become in my life? And his boyfriend was like, if you want him, have him. And I'm like, I didn't fight for him when he left. Why would I fight for him now? Even though we had great times together and I valued our relationship together. Let me pause and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So anyway, but we were in that bar and the guy went away, and my ex said to me, he goes, you know, the one thing that I miss about you is, he goes, you always made like a home for us. Like, you always were like chilly dinners at Halloween and scary movies and decorations and, you know, candles at Christmas and holidays for, you know, Bath and Body Works, and, you know, the carpet was always vacuumed and the sheets were always pressed, or not pressed, but, you know, bed was made, and there was always a wonderful home to come home to. And he said, you know, the people that I live with just aren't like that. And I said, we never fought, you know, like, why are you in a bar fighting? It's like, if you're in a bar fighting with your boyfriend or girlfriend, and once in a blue moon because the other person has had too much to drink, or because you guys have had a tip earlier in the evening, I understand that, but, like, that's not necessary. And I'm sorry, but, like, one of my rules is, like, Alex and I can be arguing, like, I mean, literally, up to the moment we step out to go to his mother's house, or to go out to, like, a dinner with other couples, or whatever, but you do not bring that shit into somebody else's life, okay? Like, the true story. Like, you just do not. Like, I hate when I go out to dinner with couples, and they fight all the way through dinner. I'm like, why did you not just call us and cancel and say, listen, we are fighting, there is no reason for us to go out to dinner tonight, we're gonna ruin your time, we're gonna end up all of us paying for a dinner that's not pleasant, right? And they're on the way to dinner anyway, fighting, and they're going, God, I don't even want to go to this dinner. Well, you're the one that planned it. Like, just cancel it. Let us go out to dinner on our own, you know? So Alex and I do not fight. That was a rule we made early on. We don't fight in front of other people. The only person that we ever really fought in front of was our friend Demetrius. Hello, Demetrius. And I feel bad in retrospect, you know, that I put him through a lot of that, and that was early on in our relationship. We don't really fight like that anymore, you know? I think you kind of get past that. But anyway, I remember saying that, you know, to my ex, and he goes, we fight all the time. I mean, at home, at the bar. And I said, why are you with him then? He just kind of had this weird far off look in my eyes, or his eyes, and then I don't think they lasted much longer, because then I don't know. I don't know. I'm not one of those people that tries to be friends with my exes. I just don't need to know who you're dating. I want to know who you're kissing. I don't want to know what kind of, I don't need to know all that, okay? You know, like, I just don't need to know all that. Like, it's too depressing for me. We used to be together. We're not anymore. You know, the second that you break up, you don't know that person anymore. I think it's best when you're going through a breakup. This is just my advice. You know, I think it's best to not call that person at 2 o'clock in the morning and say, I miss you, I love you, will you please come over? You know, I said that to my ex, my second ex, like several times. Like, I did it to him, and he was very patient. And the third time that I did it to him was like at 2 o'clock in the morning. I was sobbing. I'm sure you guys can relate to that on here. I was sobbing and was like, I miss you, I miss you, I miss you, please come over. You know, we can make this work. And he said, please let me get over you. You wanted this, now let me get over you. And he was so true. He was so right, you know? And I think it's best to not contact them. I think, you know, remove their number from your phone. If it's a divorce, you can't do that, obviously, if you have kids together, but you don't have to have tons of contact with them. My mom always wished she could be that couple that, like, you know, like, stayed at each other's houses, even when they've been divorced for years, and they would shoot each other's best friends. Listen, that happens to very few people, and if you're the person out there that get along with your ex that well, I think that's fantastic. I really do. But that has never proven to work for me. It just hasn't. And I think maybe I'm a very jealous person, and, you know, I don't want to know the ins and outs of your new day. I mean, I just don't. Like, you know, like, it depresses me. Like, I think about us together, and then I think about, you know, oh, you're with this person now, and, you know, what are they like, and what are you like with them, and could we have fixed our shit, and should we still be together? And it's like that Diamond Rio song, What Could Have Been, and then I get real sad, and I listen to country music, and then I drive around all night long like I do now. So there's no need for that, right? But breakups are hard, and there's no easy way to get over it. There just isn't. You have to feel it, you know? Did it really just start raining? I didn't even know it was supposed to rain tonight. But anyway, there's no easy way to get over it. You just have to feel it. And do not call them. You know, find a good friend and say, listen, I'm going to bug the shit out of you for the next 2 months. And if they say I can't deal with it, then get a journal and write every one of your feelings down in a journal. And don't threaten that you're going to hurt yourself over this, because there's no need. okay? Because what's happening to you in the relationship that you're going through right now in the breakup is helping you for the next relationship that you're in. And you know what? After 3 long-term serious relationships, what I've learned is every single relationship that I've been in has taught me to be the better person in this one that I'm in right now. And you know, I am a better husband to my husband today, and he's a better husband because of the boyfriend that he was with his ex, and I am a better husband because of who I was with my exes. And that's the truth, you know, right there, and what I went through. And you're more willing to tolerate a little bit more, or work through things a little bit more, or communicate through things a little bit more when you've gone through all of that. Because it's like, listen, I love you, you love me, let's work through this. It's, you know. But if you're going through a breakup or you've recently gone through one, man, I feel for you. It sucks. I mean, like, I can remember days with my ex where it was literally enough for me just to get out of bed, throw in some clothes, and go to Whole Foods and get a salad and come home because I was trying to eat so healthy. And you know what? Like, I would just watch TV and I didn't even really know what I watched. People would call me and I wouldn't return their phone calls. I mean, I just didn't care, you know? And then one day I just zapped out of it. And I was like, this is ridiculous. He's not coming back. I'll tell you what was a big deal for me. Was that I went to Denver to visit my friend. And we were sitting, I went there to visit him on Pride weekend, and it had been about 8 or 9 months since we had broken up. And I was still like, thinking we were going to get back together, you know? And I hadn't talked to him in forever. And I had gone on a million dates, and I had slept with a few people, and I mean, I had moved on. But I still thought, like, we're going to get back together, right? This very good friend of mine said that she knew this gay couple that had been together for like 5 or 6 years, and then they broke up and were apart for 5 or 6 years, and had gotten back together, and they had been together for like 15 years. And I thought that would be us. Like, I thought, okay, we're gonna like grow up a little bit and then we're gonna get back together, because I really thought it was meant to be. It wasn't meant to be. But I was in Denver, and my friend is just so funny. And we're sitting, he has this gorgeous condo in Cherry, I don't think he lives there anymore, but Cherry Creek. And we're sitting on the patio looking over, you know, Denver, and we're sitting out there, it's Pride weekend, and we're waiting for our other friend to fly in. And he's drinking a gin and tonic, and we're sitting out there, and I said, you know, it's just one of those moments, and we're both smoking cigarettes, and I was like, listen, I want to talk about my ex. And he goes, no, there's no need for it. And he never liked him anyway. He never thought I should be with him. But do you ever have that one friend that never thinks you should be with anybody, and they're like, kind of single? Like, he's that friend. Like, I think he just would prefer all of his friends to be single, even though he's married, you know, he's married to a man too. But anyway, I mean, he's a great guy, but he said, no, there's no reason to talk. He's very direct, and he goes, no, there's no reason to talk about him. And I said, no, like, I need to talk about this. Like, you're my best friend. He was my best friend at the time. I said, I'm devastated about this. Like, I need to talk about this. And he goes, there's no reason to talk about it. And I said, listen, I have listened to all your BS for years. I want to talk about this. And he said, all right. He said, let's talk about it. Let's drag all the bullshit up. Let's talk about all the misery, all the sadness, how much you miss him, what he's done, all his Facebook that you've been stalking him about, because I had done this Facebook stalking. Block them on Facebook, okay? You don't need to see it. It's too painful, okay? It just is, even if they're your ex-husband or wife. He goes, let's talk about all of it, and then let's see if you feel any better. And I just kind of sat there for a second. I looked at him, and he goes, let me tell you one thing. He said, he is your ex for a reason, okay? It didn't work. And there are reasons why it didn't work. And the breakup, whoever initiated it, was very difficult to start and go through. He's not your ex for no reason. Like, it happened because you had to go through this. Why are you going to stir up all that again and act like you're going to romanticize the good times, you know? And I just looked at him and I was like, he's so right, you know? Like, he's my ex for a reason. And that was hard, you know, to hold on to and be like, okay. Because then I knew that he was going to be gone from my life forever. And that's the really sad thing about breakups is that, like, you know, 5 minutes before the breakup happens, you guys are talking about should you go to a movie or should you go to dinner? Or, you know, I don't care if you've been with the person 10 years, you know, like it's that second that it's over, it's over. You don't know them anymore. They're out of your life. They're packing a bag. They're going to stay somewhere else for the night. And 5 minutes before, you could be talking about what you wanted to go have for dinner. And 5 minutes later, it's over. It's done. That person's out of your life. Never will it be the same again. And it is the weirdest shit in the entire world. And we put it on ourselves, and we do it to ourselves, you know? Because I do think it takes two to tango in a relationship. And you can't keep somebody that doesn't want to be there. And remember that. Because I learned that in my first relationship. My boyfriend did not want to be there, okay? And he pushed and resisted and pushed and resisted. And I tried to keep him there as long as I could. And then one day I just was like, I don't want him here anymore if he doesn't want to be here, you know? And as soon as I felt that way, he was gone. And I thought, well, my God, I'm the one that's been keeping this relationship together. And then I took pride in that. Well, why would you want to keep somebody where they don't want to be? You know, I never would have met my second ex, who all of these relationships to me, even though they ended, just because they ended did not mean that I didn't have fantastic times with those people. Learned a lot, had great trips, great laughs, great pictures, all of it. I mean, every relationship I've ever had in my life, I've totally cherished at some, you know, for some reason. Every friendship I've had, I've totally cherished, you know, but whatever. The conversations and the laughs, the giggles, the tears, whatever. You know, I don't look at my life that way. I don't look at like, oh, screw them, none of it mattered. Like, one of the things I really struggle with is when people say, like, well, if they were lying at the end, then does that mean any of it was real? Yes, sweetie. There was a lot that was real, okay? So don't put yourself through that and say, like, oh, they're a liar, they're a cheater, so then none of it was real. No, that's not true. That's just not true at all, you know? A lot of it was real. Was it real to you? Did it feel real to you? So grab you a box of Kleenex, get you some real sad movies, you know, strap yourself in, and you'll get over it. How to get over a breakup 101. I mean, you will. It'll happen. It'll take some time, but you'll do it. We all do it. And then you'll meet somebody, and they'll light up your fire again, and you'll say, oh my God, I should not do this. I should not go do this because I know it's gonna hurt, but I've got to because he has the sexiest lips or the sexiest ass, or oh my God, did you hear what he said to me? And then you pick up the phone and you call your good Judy and you go, oh my God, Tanya. And she's like, what? And I'm like, oh my God, he played that song. And she's like, he was working you. And I'm like, Tanya, you don't know. Because she knows she knows she's going to be on the end of it when she's going to hear all the crying at the end of the relationship, right? But the beginning of it is he played that one song. He knew the song to play, you know, or something like that. I love it all. I do. Like, when you can finally kind of just accept that this is life, I love it all, you know? But the breakups suck, so you just gotta go through them. You just do. And there's no trick to it. There's no easy trick. You'll get through it. You'll be alright. Promise. And hell, I'm not going anywhere. I vlog every night, so keep on coming back here and watching my vlogs. You'll get through it that way, you know? I'll keep you busy. I'll keep you distracted. Hell, I put up 15 videos a day. Well, alright, you guys, I'm gonna get off here, and I love you, and if you're going through a breakup, I'm thinking of you. It's really hard. And I also want to say one thing before I get off here. In response to the bomb in Manchester, it's heartbreaking. I didn't put out anything on social media because, to be honest with you, I don't really know a lot of times what to say in situations like that. But in relevance to what we talk about on my channel and what we think about on here, let's pray and put our thoughts, positivity out to the friends and the family of those that were lost and those that were affected. Let's hug each other a little closer. Let's be a little kinder. Let's be a little nicer. I love you guys. Good night.